Endless Legend II stands as a remarkable and ambitious successor to its predecessor, not merely iterating on the 4X formula, but actively redefining it through the bold inclusion of RPG mechanics woven directly into core gameplay. It doesn't play safe. Instead, it experiments with structure, story, and systems in ways that refresh the genre for veterans while inviting newcomers to experience something unique. This is a strategy game with a soul, a rich, reactive world where city building, hero management, and narrative progression combine to create a deeply compelling, player-driven journey. Every turn feels impactful, every decision layered with consequence. And despite its early access state, it's already brimming with potential. From the outset, the blend of RPG and 4X systems takes center stage. Unlike most strategy titles, where leaders are faceless figureheads, Endless Legend II lets you step into the role of an RPG protagonist. Each faction has its own detailed narrative arc filled with meaningful choices, quests, and world building that inform how they play. These aren't superficial. Storylines unlock powerful bonuses, spark diplomatic shifts, and lead to varied gameplay outcomes depending on how you engage with them. The RPG questlines don't just add flavor, they give your civilization a heartbeat. You aren't merely expanding an empire, you're steering a civilization through its own epic saga where every chapter unfolds based on your decisions. This deep character-driven aspect is reinforced by an intricate hero system. Heroes aren't just modifiers for armies or cities, they're full-fledged RPG units, complete with leveling trees, gear slots, stats, and unique skill synergies. Some focus on healing or tanking, others on ranged attacks or aggressive tactics. You can build them for specific battlefield roles or lean into their strengths as governors, each with scalable benefits depending on how you spec them. They function like Total War generals, but with far more granularity. And they're not confined to combat either. Assigning them to your cities brings a host of bonuses that scale with their skills. You can gear them, evolve them, and feel their impact across your empire. Over time, they become emblematic of your civilization's arc, champions of your rise. Tying into this is the delightfully innovative Tidefall mechanic. It's not just a gimmick. It's a central mechanic that dramatically alters how each match progresses. The world itself transforms as time moves forward. Early in the game, you're confined to your starting island, focusing on internal development, quests, and exploration. But once the tide recedes, literally, the seas lower, revealing new lands, adversaries, and critical resources. This mechanic paces the game, rewarding players who've prepared wisely while penalizing those who've overextended too early. It acts like an organic era shift, syncing the player's tempo with the game world and creating moments of tension, opportunity, and genuine surprise. The ocean falling to reveal sprawling continents feels momentous every time. The city building in Endless Legend II feels simultaneously familiar and nuanced. Borrowing inspiration from Civilization VI's district system, cities sprawl outwards through specialized zones. Production, food, science, influence, money, and yet they feel more modular and strategic. District adjacency bonuses matter more. District choice influences not just yield, but also faction-specific mechanics. Fort districts, for instance, tie into the King of Shed faction's Zeal system, allowing access to powerful defensive and utility abilities. These systems reward investment and reward creativity. The game encourages city designs that feel both aesthetically satisfying and mechanically potent. And when you start stacking buildings with the right adjacency bonuses, your productivity begins to skyrocket, offering massive payoffs for thoughtful urban planning. Combat 2 is a treat. Many 4X games treat it as an afterthought, but Endless Legend II embraces tactical combat. Manual battles take place on a tactical grid where positioning, line of sight, hero abilities, and unit synergy all play pivotal roles. It's not just about strength in numbers, it's about smart maneuvers, using terrain, and pulling off devastating combinations. Auto-resolve is an option, and surprisingly generous in many cases, but manually resolving battles allows for satisfying micromanagement and hero utilization. It's especially rewarding when you pull off a win against stronger odds through sheer tactical outplay. These battles add a welcome moment-to-moment intensity to the more long-form strategic planning. Factions are refreshingly asymmetric. The King of Shed rewards defensive play and fortification spamming. Another may focus on influence, another on population. These mechanics don't just alter minor stats, they fundamentally reshape your economy, military, and expansion strategies. You'll play differently depending on which faction you choose. And even the same faction can feel different from one game to another, depending on how you adapt to map generation, tidefall timing, and early quests. This flexibility lends Endless Legend to exceptional replayability. No two games are identical, and discovering faction synergies or exploring new meta strategies, like min-maxing influence gains through stacking forums or tech rushing with research spam, becomes an engaging sandbox in itself. Underpinning it all is a tech system that dares to be different. Progression is based not on unlocking key techs, but on the number of techs researched. That means you can push toward later ages simply by investing in volume rather than milestones, encouraging a different rhythm than traditional 4x tech trees. You might chase a hero draft tech early on, then dive back into cheap first-tier techs just to cross the threshold into a new era. Era progression, in turn, brings powerful rewards: additional city caps, stronger units, experience boosts, and more. It makes the decision of what to research not just about optimization, but about timing and opportunity. And because some resources only appear after certain tide falls, there's a natural harmony between scientific progress and global discovery. There's also something inherently satisfying in how the game handles production and resource systems. Districts generate massive yield when combined smartly, and entire empires can be tuned for output, be it food, influence, science, or gold. There's room to exploit systems. Some district combos are arguably overpowered, but that flexibility invites creative mastery. One well-placed workshop can boost an entire city's economy. Chain influence forums and watch your cultural expansion explode. The game doesn't penalize clever play, it celebrates it. And though some of the current exploits are likely to be patched, they hint at a robust, malleable system beneath the surface. What makes all of this even more impressive is how complete the core gameplay loop already feels, even in a pre-release build. The UI is largely intuitive, the visual design is clear and stylish, and the map reveals are thrilling. The game is full of polish in terms of strategic systems, even if there are still a few rough edges, missing localization tags and tooltips, placeholder quest descriptions, or the occasional bugged save that requires a restart. But these are expected in early builds. And notably, the foundational mechanics are strong enough to shine through the cosmetic flaws. Ultimately, Endless Legend 2 succeeds because it doesn't treat its audience like genre tourists. It assumes players want depth and then delivers it. It's a game where story matters, where units feel personal, where systems interact in meaningful ways, and where your decisions echo throughout the game. It asks more from the player, but it rewards that engagement tenfold. Whether you're a Civ veteran, a Total War tactician, or an RPG explorer at heart, this game has something to offer you. Even now, with only a few factions and unfinished UI elements, it's a game that feels expansive, alive, and genuinely enjoyable. It evokes the thrill of mastering a system while still allowing room for discovery. There's power in a game that lets you break it, and wisdom in one that will eventually rein those systems in. For now, it's a playground of potential, and that potential feels endless.